Welcome back to Fantasy Football Today. I'm Jamie, that's Heath. We have some roster trends to take a look at here on CBS Sports HQ and Fantasy Football Today. Looking at the moves that you made on the CBSSports.com leagues with your waivers running on Tuesday night. So Heath, let's start with the most added players from the moves that were made. And again, we didn't expect this to be a great waiver wire week, but you see some players that have been added that we've been talking about. No surprise, the Panthers DST, they have an unbelievable matchup in week number 3 against the Texans, and Davis Mills making his first NFL start on Thursday night. Cordarrelle Patterson hopefully will be running back eligible in your leagues. Also, you can make that switch in the commissioner product, but he's wide receiver running back eligible coming off a strong game against Tampa Bay. Rondale Moore, Sterling Shepard, a couple of receivers we've been talking about. Same thing with Henry Ruggs. And then you see some of the quarterbacks that you might be pivoting to for week number 3. Daniel Jones, Derek Carr, Sam Darnold, all of them have good matchups and are playing very well. So when we look at this list, Heath, and you talk about Cordarrelle Patterson coming off the game that he just had with the 2 touchdowns, could have been 3 touchdowns against Tampa Bay, how's he going to do for an encore in week number 3?
It's going to depend on the number of touches he gets. If the touches stay the same they've been the first 2 weeks, I would guess he's going to disappoint. It is interesting with that dual eligibility. He's obviously more valuable, I think, as a running back in PPR leagues. In non-PPR leagues, probably more valuable as a wide receiver. That flexibility does add to his intrigue just a little bit. But he's going to the path forward for Patterson mattering is that he continues to outplay Mike Davis, and then he gets more touches because of that. His current role is not going to be something you want to start.
I think most people probably know the answer, and again, there was more room to add Rondale Moore over Sterling Shepard. Henry Ruggs also on that list, as we saw. Which wide receiver best rest of season will be the best out of Rondale Moore, Sterling Shepard, and Henry Ruggs?
Ooh, I think it will be Sterling Shepard, full PPR especially. I believe it will be Sterling Shepard. He certainly has the highest floor, but Rondale Moore is really interesting just based on the fact that in his first 2 NFL games, he leads Arizona in targets. Forget about the long play for a second. A.J. Green has been miserable in terms of catch rate since the beginning of last year, and they're still throwing him the ball quite a bit. If they decide to stop doing that, and it's more of a DeAndre Hopkins, then Rondale Moore, then Christian Kirk, I think Moore has the most upside, but if I had to bet on who's going to score the most fantasy points, it would be Shepard.
How amazing is it? I just want to show the list one more time just to show where we are in week 3 of the NFL season. That 4 Raiders, the most added players, the kicker, the DST, the quarterback, and Henry Ruggs. We said this earlier in the show, but just one more time to reiterate. The best quarterback for week 3 of the streaming options, Daniel Jones, Derek Carr, Sam Darnold is who?
For me, it's Daniel Jones. He's been just almost as good as Carr has been so far this year, and he gets the Falcons. They've given up 36 fantasy points per game.
And as of now, Carr is expected to play, so we'll keep an eye on his ankle injury. Just one other note to let you know of in terms of ankle injuries. Carson Wentz met with the media on Wednesday, saying that he has a high ankle sprain with one ankle, a low ankle sprain with another ankle. He's still hopeful to play in week number 3, but at this point, you should probably plan on him potentially not playing as the Colts take on the Titans in a key AFC South showdown.